Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the Aventus review. I finally got one in the studio. Everybody's been waiting for the Dread Effects review on the Aventus. They're sort of hanging on, and I've had comments this morning going, I watched your video and you using the Aventus. I'd like your feedback on it because I've got one on order. I'd like your opinion on it. So I've got a few people that are obviously sub to the channel that proper taking a bit of advice and watch my reviews, because I give sort of an honest review on a brush. I won't sugarcoat it. If it's no good, it's no good. If it's good, I will say it's good. And you usually see me painting with it, and I'm achieving tight detail work. So it's like, yeah, it's a win-win, it works. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. We're going to talk about the Aventus in a minute. If you subscribed, you've obviously watched these two, that one and that one. And you've seen the brush that I used with it, which was the Evo on that, and then moved the next day onto this. And if you watch this one, this is where the Aventus came into play, and I got to paint with it. Not do dots and lines or hold it away and spray a spoon on a review or spray on kitchen towel. Actually painted some artwork with it up close, because it is a 02 and classed as a precision detail airbrush. You see on the adverts and all this, different reviews on it and what it can do, but you never see someone up close painting with it on something like I do, and a lot of other artists do. You know, there's a lot of YouTube channels where there's people painting on easels. I watch them, I follow them, and maybe you do as well. So I got to paint with it here. And I painted with it for 20 minutes, and 20 minutes was enough, and I had to put it down and pick the Evo straight back up. And I will tell you why, because there is one, I would say, flaw in this brush. And you're probably all thinking, oh, is it the needle and nozzle? Or is it the trigger? Is it got delay? Is it the trigger top? No, it's none of them. It's more important than that. It really is, because it's the minute you pick it up. If you're on the market for a brush and you've been airbrushing for 10, I'd go 10 years. You're proper ingrained in with 10 years. You've got a load of brushes. You've probably got H&S's. I guarantee you've got Iwatas. You've probably got a Sotar. You know, you've got the brushes, and you sort of, the new one comes out and you take a punt on it. We all sort of take a punt on it as artists that have been around for a while, to give it a test, to either do a review on it or just to see what it's like, because you see all these reviews. If you're a beginner, or at that stage where you've been airbrushing for a bit, you've got a real cheap airbrush, and now you're going to go for a detail brush, and you're on the market for one. So you've got that price bracket, what that's coming out at 140. So that on the market at 140 is now opens up the doorway of that price range to a few brushes. You've got the Evo at 128 on a solo. So that's under the Aventus on price. You've got the Aventus. You've now got Vallejo that are bringing brushes out. So if you're a beginner and you're model painting, you're probably used to like the Vallejo paints, and it's like, oh, didn't realise they made a brush. They look nice, which they do. They do 3 brushes. So it's like, oh, that's in the price point, that's there, and the brush underneath that's in that price point of these. So you've got a lot to look at. So if you're at that stage where you've got a real cheap brush and you're moving up to the next brush, they're what's on the market. And you look at the Aventus and go, oh, I really like that, which it does. It's got the party frock on, yeah? So you look at it and go, yeah, I really like that. And then they introduce you to the nice box set with a bit of engraving and a plaque and engraved, and it's like right before Christmas, it's like, ooh, everybody buy, 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 buy. Not thinking, yeah, not thinking, just looking at it and going, oh, that looks really nice, until you get it. Now, when I plugged it in and went here, I said 20 minutes, no, put it down. The reason why, back to the if you're seasoned and you've been on the brush for a long time, We are all used to a brush that have identical things, every single one of them, from Iwata, from Krios, Badger, H&S, Vallejo, some of the other Gaahleri brushes. They've all got the same thing. Can you guess what it is yet? You're all going, well, that has got the same feel as an Infinity, an Evo, a Badger, a Sotar. It's got the same feel. And I'll tell you exactly what that is. It's when you do this. You clip it in and you get hold of it. See what my hand did then? Get hold of the brush, you bring it, you do that. You bring it in, you bring your airline in. Airline's straight. Every other brush that you pick up, that you've been picking up for the last 20 years, has got a straight outlet. So you do this, bring it in close, the custom micron, thumb, look where my thumb is, straight up. That's how I sit on this brush, that's how I sit on the Infinity, the Evo, the Sotar, the Segola, the Rich Pen. You bring it in, it's that familiar. Yeah. So you're so used to picking a brush up with a straight airline and going like that. You then find your sweet spot in your painting. When you pick up the Aventus, it doesn't give you that feeling because the airline kicks back. So it goes back. So when I picked it up, I went like that, and I can't bring my thumb in level. It kicks me back. That little degree of kickback here throws my trigger finger off where I usually sit. That's been ingrained in my muscle memory for the last 20 odd years. It throws me back. So I'm like, now compensating. Now for me compensating going in on detail, I'm having to change the way I hold the brush. So now I'm like holding it like this, clamping here with the tips of my fingers on the airline where I'm used to coming round. Can't get my thumb up to do 2-point contact on the trigger without fighting the brush. And I was like, this feels alien. And I was going down trying to get it, and I painted this bit, and it was like, I then felt a flaw in the trigger because I'm compensating. And when you compensate on a brush, you either clamp it a little bit harder in your hand, you'll press it in a place where you're trying to steady it. You'll either bring your other hand up, but it don't feel right, or you clamp in a different way. And I tended to press hard here on my thumb to lock the brush into my hand because I weren't getting a good purchase here that I'm used to with a straight airline. And I was like a spider going over something where you see its legs doing this. It feels like you're doing that to find your comfortable spot on the trigger. And that's what I instantly found. And I thought, detail brush, it isn't a detail brush for this. It really isn't, because you will feel that. You instantly feel that change of, I've got to change my hand position to paint with this brush. And I lasted 20 minutes, unclipped it, and then went like that, unclipped it, and you've seen on the video, went straight back to the Evo, clipped it in, and it's familiar. You're straight in on that where you want to be for a detail brush. That's where you sit. You will sit like that. You'll either have your finger over or back, but it closes up to your hand. And that's why I say the Aventus isn't for us guys that do this stuff or custom painting when you're up close doing portraits. It really isn't. You pick this up, and the reason why I say it's a point and shoot and it's more of a glorified, say, miniature model painter's airbrush is, when you hold it, it kicks your hand back. So you point with the brush. What do you do when you point with your fingers on your hand? You lean your arm out and you point. So you do that. It's exactly what that brush wants you to do. It doesn't want you to be here up close, because you can't get that purchase where you usually get it on a straight airline. It wants you to point. So if you get one, put some water in it when you get it out the box, and do that, and paint away from you and spray with it, and you'll go, oh, this is a nice brush. which it is because you're pointing. So it feels comfortable stretching your wrist out and doing that as though you're spraying something, than trying to bring it in, because the minute you go up close, you want to hold it how you would a straight airline. It just throws you. And that's the best, honest advice I can give you on that brush. It really is. Nothing else to say about it, because I cannot pick it up and get comfortable with it. I have to sit awkward to use it. And it's not a brush for me. And a lot of people will find the same thing. An absolute beginner that hasn't had any experience on the brush, if they pick one of them up, they'll be like, oh yeah. They'll get on with it because they'll instantly find the comfortable spot, because it's not ingrained in their muscle memory of their hand on how it should feel. They're new to it. So they can go, yeah, there's my comfortable spot. I can get on with it. And they can do a completely different review 6 months down and go, yeah, absolutely love me Aventus, does everything I want it to do. But to someone that's so used to a straight airline, like we all are, you know, there's not many brushes out there that kick back. The only other ones that I can think of is Creo's PS270. I've got one. The reason why I can get on with this is it's a longer front end. It's a lower trigger. So when you sit on it, you can get the purchase up here with your thumb and finger quite easily. This piece flat, so it feels like I'm still holding a detail brush, but with the longer front end, I can bring my hand up and hold the Mac valve to steady for another point of contact, and it works great. The only other one that I've got, and I've not sort of tested, Mobius SP, kickback on the airline. The reason why they put a kickback on this, it's a jar fed, it's a siphon feed that comes down. It gives you clearance for the bottle to come down. Trigger top is different, so it's a point, it's a pointer. It's a point and shoot. This feels the same, you instantly want to do that with it. And that's how you usually paint with a siphon feed. You're not right up close doing something like this with a 0.5 siphon feed, are you? You're away. You're either painting a t-shirt or you're putting bigger bodies of paint down with a 0.5 with a jar on it. That's the only way I can feel a kickback on a brush. It really is. It's not, it hasn't got that feel for doing this. It really hasn't. So that's the best advice I can give you on it. Now you're paying $140. If you're used to familiar and you've got a cheap brush and it's got the kick down, straight down airline like all of them have, and you're on the market to get one, just pick the Evo up. Buy the Evo. Don't entertain Vallejo, because I've done a review on this. I just think for the price they're absolute garbage. They just need to stick to doing paint. I don't even use their paint, so I can't say their paint's good. I know other people that use their primers and things and they've given good results on the primers. But for brushes, you're paying $160 for that, and it's like, that's bad. $140 didn't like that. So go for the Evo. Buy an Evo in that price bracket, you will not look back. I don't think there's anything on the market at $128 that will touch an Evo for what it can do, for the easy use, for the familiar, because you just pick it up and you're used to the airline being here. And you just bring it in close. It does everything it says on the tin, and that's why I put on that video, comfort, control, detail. It packs it a punch in every one of them categories, the Evo does, really does. If you're going cheaper and you do like the Gaahleri brushes, say you've got the GH8039 and you like the Gaahleri stuff, because they do some good stuff. The Aventus ain't it. Mobius 02 or 03, better brush, familiar. You instantly bring it in close, thumb, straight up. Comfortable. You're straight in, you've got a purchase on the airline straight. Mac valve, you can use it. Trigger feels great on this when you bring 2-point connection to it and you've got your Mac valve to dial in. Gets super down with thin paint, this does, and the 03. It's a better brush than that. And you can save yourself some money. That's the best advice I can give you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this little review. we've sort of kicked it to the curb, but it needed to be done. It needed to be said. Just on that body issue, it can properly throw you off. That degree of movement where you're so used to holding a detail brush, that change in your hand and your repositioning to try and find a comfortable spot, it's enough for me to put it down. And it's the first thing you feel when you pick an airbrush up, because every airbrush is straight. It's that familiar. You've got that bit first, it's dialed in, and that's what, you know, every designer wants to do, is give you that familiar. You need that familiar bit first, then you feel the trigger and it's like, oh, this is nice. Then you have the subtle changes, different air cap, different needle setup, and it's dialed in, but you've got that familiar from the off. That brush hasn't got it. So thanks for watching. Drop your comments, tell me your thoughts, and I'll see you lot in the next one. Cheers.